Stop listing properties, launch them. Hey, welcome back to the show. My name's Todd Conklin, coach, leader, trainer of some of the top real estate professionals in the entire industry. And today we're going to talk specific strategies on how to get listings and how to launch listings in a way that not only gets those properties sold faster for more money, but brands you as the professional in the area so that you can get more listings. Maybe this sounds a little bit like you, maybe not. Try it on for size. Let's check it out. Look, I run across a lot of agents where they're like, hey, look, so when I'm going on a listing presentation, I don't really know what to say to them that is going to be any different than other agents. And when I get the property listed, I don't know exactly what to do to repeat the experience that I've created for other people that were very happy. Well, we're going to solve that today, because when we list a property, which is what 90% of the real estate professionals do out there, it's not the same as launching it. Launching it is a tactical strategy. It is a proven process that you do to make sure the most qualified eyeballs see the property and you get the property sold in the shortest period of time for the most amount of money, while creating not only an exceptional experience for the seller, but also giving you the opportunity to generate way more listing opportunities. See, lots of times what happens is a real estate agent will just simply take the listing. They usually bought it by discounting commissions, which they should, because if they're not going to provide the same level of experience, the same level of marketing, and the same outcomes that you are, they should do it for less, shouldn't they? And then they throw it in the multiple listings service, and they allow all the other agents to bring the buyers, and they sell it. They miss out on so much more, never mind doing what's in the best interest of the customer. So let's walk through. If this is you, I'm going to walk you through the system that's going to change everything. You're going to be a listing dominating machine. You're going to thrive in this. You're going to change not only your business, your life, but also the lives of the people that are at home counting on you. You ready? Let's get after it. Okay, so step one is always staging. Look, we got to get the property prepared, don't we? And if some curb appeal and some decluttering was enough to help the property sell for more money in less time, the seller would like to know about that, right? Well, that is our job as professionals, so staging is critical. Second then becomes photos, and it's professional photos, not photos from you, but professional photos. And I might even add to this, look, you should have a standard system in place so that you can, in advance of getting the listing, maybe even as part of your listing presentation, answer the question in advance that here are the 17 things that I'm going to do from a marketing perspective to make sure that the right people get to see your property, so that we can drive up competition and therefore price while driving down the amount of time it takes to sell it. That's marketing 101 and 201. If you haven't seen that video, please search that on the YouTube channel. But for this, we're going to move on. Now, look, when we talk about launch strategies, it's very important that we give ourselves enough time. I like talking to the seller to say, look, so we're going to list the property. You're going to do some staging items. The minute that's done, I'm going to send in the photographer, but we're going to get some lead time here. I like to have about a week or 10 days to be able to make sure that when I launch the property, I only get one shot at being a new listing today. I make sure that everything is dialed. So you're going to have to set up those expectations in advance. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly playing defense. So play offense. Okay. So photos, and then we're going to follow our marketing plan to a T to make sure that we've got everything from our direct mail, we've got our social, our organic, our paid, our syndication distribution, we've got the door knocking, etc. Okay, so now let's dig into the actual launch week. Now, remember, if you're a sales warrior, before you even went out on the listing appointment, you activated your database by saying that I'm going to go out and I'm going to meet with a potential seller. Now, they've got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. I really don't know yet the price, but it's going to be in this general vicinity. If you're interested, please just reply back and I'll make sure that you get a free or first look at it. All right, so that's activation strategy for buyers. So I already have some interest at this point.
Real estate professionals, you and I both know 87% of the licensees don't make it in this business. Don't worry, I don't have anything to sell you here, but what I do want to do is I want to impact your life. I want to change your life. In order for you to be the top of the top, you're going to need to do some things different, and one of those things is to become part of the Sales Warrior community. Subscribe below, it's free.
Now we're talking about the week up. I'm going to work backwards here for you. On Thursday afternoon is when your property is going to go live in the multiple listings. So what I'm going to do on Thursday is I'm going to start making phone calls, and I'm going to call all of the agents that have represented a buyer or seller in the neighborhood. And I'm going to call them and I'm going to say, I'm Mr. Mrs. Agent. I just wanted to let you know this afternoon I'm going to come live with a listing in this neighborhood. I know you do a lot of business there. Would love to do a deal with you. I wanted to make sure that you had early info based on your experience in the marketplace. This is a very, very powerful strategy to develop relationships, great working rapport, and of course, build demand in advance of the property going live. They will appreciate you, I promise. They may not even sound like it. They may be bewildered that you're calling them, but trust me, this is a really, really powerful strategy. The other thing you want to do 24 hours before the property goes live is you want to send out an email to your entire database. And what that email sounds like is, I have a new listing. It's going to be coming live in 24 hours or less than 24 hours. And here's the details. Again, following sort of the deal of the week format. We're not including HTML. We're not doing links. We're not doing any of that stuff unless you use Dropbox, which I'll tell you here in a second. So what we're going to do is do bullet points. If this is a property that sounds interesting to you, please just reply to this email. If you know somebody that this might be interesting to, feel free to forward this. If you use Dropbox and you want to use the strategy where you go, look, I've got some uncut versions of the photos. So, the photos are going to be available. There'll be 25 videos, but I got them all. And if you'd like to see them all, just click the link. Awesome. Sent out the email to my database. I've contacted all of the agents that are doing business in that marketplace. I go live on Thursday afternoon. And on Friday, I'm going to field phone calls. You're not going to be setting up showings. Well, you are, but you're not going to be setting up showings for Friday. You're going to be fielding phone calls. So you will have already scheduled your open houses for both Saturday and Sunday. Sellers, and if you haven't sold your house recently, you should probably consider it just so that you can remind yourself of how painful it is. If you've got pets, if you've got kids, even if you're solo, it is very, very challenging to make sure that the property is always in show condition. It's one of the largest pain points that any seller experiences. So as a sales professional, our job is to help reduce the amount of pain. Our job is to control the experience. Our job is to deliver a truly exceptional experience for our customers. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could share with your seller what hours on these 2 days that I need them out of the house so they can pre-plan this, and I can schedule all of the showings, all of the previews, all of the open houses during that block of time. See how much easier that would be? So on Friday, when I'm getting all the phone calls, I got to be the first one out. I got it. Great. Awesome. Love it. It's going to be open from 1 to 5 on Saturday and 11 to 3 on Sunday. And so you're scheduling your showings during the time that you're also doing your open houses. Now watch what happens. So I'm building demand, right? So first in then is going to be Saturday at 1 o'clock. So if you want to be there at Saturday at 12:59, I'll open the door at 1 o'clock. See, I'm building demand. Now I'm going to follow the same mega open house strategy that we as sales warriors follow. If you don't know what that is, I'll include a link below. But now you're going to follow the mega open house strategy. That is door knocking, invites, signage, social media events, and video. Follow it to a T to continue to build the demand that on average gets you 27 people through just by doing the mega open house. And you're going to have showings and you're going to have neighbors. It's going to get crazy. We just had an agent, brand new agent that just followed the launch process for her first listing. Her seller was getting text messages from the neighbors asking what was going on. There were so many cars. The demand was so crazy. She got multiple offers, sold the property that weekend. So this system works. So I'm going to host the open house and showing times on Saturday and Sunday. And then we're going to accept offers through Monday afternoon, Monday evening. You can meet with your client. You guys can go through all of the offers. And then on Tuesday, you can respond to those offers. You don't want to just list properties. This strategy not only created a better experience for the seller, not only created heightened demand, likely ended up in a higher price, better terms, and a shorter time frame. It also gave you as the real estate professional an opportunity to demonstrate why you're different, demonstrate why you're worth more money, and fulfill your value, all while getting an incredible testimony from a customer, right? We think about 5-star reviews, and that seller is definitely giving that young lady a 5-star review. I hope this helped you understand the difference between listing properties and launching properties. If you like this, if there was one thing that you were going to put into place right this second, what would it be? Comment below. And if you know somebody that, gosh, you know what? This would be a great value to them and to teach them how to launch their career by launching and not just listing, share this with them. I'll see you on the next video.